Hi, this is Steve from HomeStrung Jewelry. I am here today to tell you about a special limited edition bead box we will be introducing at the end of the month. I won't be opening the box today. We will do that in about a week. I will be telling you a little about the inspiration behind this project, and then we'll introduce you to the orphans going out with the boxes. Like the event they celebrate, we think they're kind of special. Now, each and every month, 12 times a year, there is a full moon, but once every 33 months, the Earth, the Moon, and the calendar align to bring about a unique and significant event. A second full moon in a month, that's 13 full months in a year. This astronomical event will be happening this August and is called a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, you've all heard the expression. Now you know it refers to something rarer that doesn't occur very often. The blue moon has many stories and legends associated with it. Some called it the betrayer's moon and thought it signified a period of sorrow and distress. If you fell asleep with the blue moon on your face, you would often go crazy, thus the word lunacy. But most looked forward to the blue moon as a time of good fortune and luck. Seeds planted under a blue moon grew taller and hardier. Crops harvested during the days following a blue moon were more plentiful. Couples bound under the blue moon led long and happy lives, and children conceived during this period were born healthy and happy. Wishes made during the blue moon are more likely to come true. For us, it's an opportunity to bring you a wonderful new bead box packed with some of our favorite gemstone crystal and glass beads, and there is definitely a very blue theme in this box. When we finished putting together the box the first time and thought, hey, this is a really nice set of beads, we decided we could do better and added even more beads, some chains, and findings. This is a box we would want to own. And now let's look at the orphans. Here are the orphans that we're going to be putting in the boxes. As you can see, there's not a lot of them. This is going to be very much a limited edition project. You also can probably see that there's a lot of blue moons in this project, and these are all agates. Agates are one of our favorite stones. It's one of the oldest of the semi-precious precious stones. Agates have been around for pretty close to forever. I think the very first ones that were discovered dated back to 20,000 BC, somewhere in the Persian Gulf area. That's not 2000 BC, that's 20,000 BC. Agates are mentioned in the Bible, both in the Old and New Testament. These were stones that had some very religious significance for not just the Christian, Judaic religions, but many other religions in the area. Agates have been found, throughout the world on just about every continent. And agates are, particularly striped agates, are very special because of their unique striping. Even when an individual stone is taken and cut, two stones taken from that same master stone will not look the same. They're definitely very unique, definitely very much orphans. Also, most of the agates that are sold commercially have some sort of a color added to them, and this is not really like they dye other stones. There's a process that goes into coloring the stones. It's a kind of a long and involved process which involves pigments and different chemicals, heat treatment, and it's something that's been done for centuries to color the stones, to bring out the different features of the stones, such as the stripes and the different patterns. Some of the significance of the agate is that it's considered a very strong stone, very sturdy stone, and that it was considered a stone that offered protection to those who wore it. It also was said to improve memory and concentration, something which I probably could use a little bit more of. But as the different people who worked with stones, the stone merchants, that when they added colors to the stones, that also added different properties to the stones, such as the blue stones that you see here. A blue agate was known to have calming effect upon people and to improve communication. So here is your Here are your orphan stones. You'll notice they're also crescent moons on all of these. Yes, we know the blue moon is a full moon, but we think the crescent moon most signifies the moon in all cultures throughout the world. Now, last time we did our orphan preview, we went in and talked a little bit about the fact that we get very close to the stones that we take in, and we somewhat personify them. We even give names to them, and we debated about even bringing this up, and then we found out that a lot of you do the same thing. So let's talk a little bit about some of the stones that we have here. Okay, first off, obviously, we have a stone here which we call stripes, which you could call just about any striped agate. But then along with stripes, we have yipes. Yipes, stripes, they go together. We have another stone down here on the end, which we've given kind of a moon name. This is Tranquility. We love the patterns and the calmness that comes from this stone. It's just, some of these stones we could just stare at for hours and look at them. Most of the stones in this collection are also a flat stone, which means that they're two-sided. You can show it this way or you can show it the other way. Over here we have something special. This is an agate that has druzy. Now, while agates are forming, sometimes crystals will form within the agate. Sometimes just a little bit, sometimes a lot. And they call these crystal formations druzy. Now, this particular stone we call aerial. Aerial because it kind of has an under the sea appearance. There's little things that look like seaweed, kelp forests. So we call this stone aerial. And sometimes the stripes aren't just in straight lines. They can swirl around a little bit. This one also has a little bit of druzy in it. We call this stone topy because it kind of reminds me down here of a topographical map. And the stripe patterns in this particular stone kind of curl around a little bit. Now, even when they color the stone and they put the pigments in it, which in the case of a blue stone tend to be rather permanent, other colors, underlying colors can appear. Now, we call this stone red. It reminds me of an old uncle that I had who was thinning hair and bright red hair, and he did a comb over. So this is red after my uncle. Again, some just beautiful patterns in there. This would be fun to go in and to wrap it, turn it into a stone. Right here we have a stone we call nebula because it has this nebulous pattern down in here where it kind of swirls. It's a very soft stone. We tend to think of striped agates as, very sharp edges, but it's not always true. Over here we have a stone which my daughter calls Tux. She says it reminded her of kind of a penguin with the dark face and the tuxedo features. So this is Tux. Again, this would be a beautiful stone to wear, to wrap. It's very unique. It's very wonderful. And that's what's fun about agates, is you will never see two agates that are exactly the same. And just when we think we've got it all figured out, we come up with something else. Here we have a little stone which we call Pandora because it's got this little box-like feature on it. And if you look real closely down here, there's a little bit of druzy down in there where during the process of developing the agate, these little crystals formed. Not a lot, just a little bit. And here we have a stone that I call Aurora, because it has these striations, very straight lines coming down that reminded me of an aurora borealis. These are not scratches in the stone. You can see they pass all the way through to the other side. But I just thought this made it kind of unique and different to have these straight lines going down along with the swirling pattern that happens around it. Again, aurora borealis. So we call that Aurora. Oh, let's not forget Spot over here. Spot, or Spotty. I can't do an English accent, but that's what I would call him. I'd call him Spotty. Again, you have the dark spot in there. It just kind of glows. Here we have one that I call Eland. Eland is a Turkish word that means moon halo. And I kind of like the halo that forms here. People who live in colder climates in the wintertime know that you can sometimes get out, and on especially cold, clear nights, there's a halo around the moon. So Ela is the name for that. Again, like I said, it's a Turkish word for moon halo. This one just, again, glows. So these are your orphans. This is what's going to be going out in the box. You can see there's not as many of them, but we're very excited to be bringing these to you in our Once in a Blue Moon box. And if you wait clear through to the end, we'll show a little feature that gives you close-ups and a little bit different angle on the stones that you see here. So wait just a week, and you can see all of the rest of the stones and the different things that are going to be going into this Once in a Blue Moon package that's going to be made available just before the 1st of the month of August, a blue moon month. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and click the like button, and to make sure that you don't miss any of our future videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified of any future videos, especially the Blue Moon box opening. Now let's take a few minutes and get a closer look at our Blue Moon orphans.